the question was asked, what is black? Well, let me show you black people from around the world. You have in Australia the Aborigines, or they call themselves the Black Fellows. The Andaman Islands, next to that. You have the original blacks in India. You have the Pacific Islands blacks. You've got the Malaysian blacks. What surprised me recently in 2013 was to learn of the Russian black people and the black people that were in China. You see, 102 or 1,000 years ago, I believe it was, or 110,000 years ago, we left Africa and started spreading all over the world. The first wave died out in Northern Europe. We spread into Northern Europe. Our bones were found in Romania, 32,000 years old. We spread all over the world. They found a boat on Crete. That's the Greek islands. That I believe, as I recall, in the 30,000 year range or 20,000 year range. There's new evidence showing that the black people who got to Australia, they found a painting of a boat 50,000 years old, and evidence of them crossing from Australia to South America. To South America. We now know that it was black people that took rice into China. That's where rice came from. They were so smart that they smuggled rice into America when they were taken as slaves. The women hid the rice in their clothes, so they brought their food with them. There's now rice growing in the southern parts of the country, left over from slavery days. Black folks have spread all over the world. We've been here for a long, long time. We now know that other races came about through adaptation as we adapted to environments. The Caucasian race came last because that's when they came out during the last ice age. But we're everywhere on the planet. I had no idea about the Black Russians, so I saw this photograph and looked at the caption beneath it and started doing some research. Look at that brother from Russia. I already knew about China because I knew about the Ainu of Japan. Now we now know that there is a underwater city off the coast of one of the islands, the Japanese islands, built long before the Japanese were even a race. We know that the Japanese are a compilation of Chinese and Koreans who landed on the island. They eventually formed themselves as a one unified group, and they pushed the race of people that were there, the Ainu, pushed them almost to the brink of extinction. Jovina's boss, my girlfriend's boss, is a Japanese with an afro. He has Ainu blood. He has no idea what that is. He's third generation Japanese American. I ran into a kid many years ago who was Japanese with an afro. Asked him where it came from. He told me the Ainu. I had no idea who they were. I had to go look it up. But they were a race of black people. Well, they had changed by the time they got wandered all the way through Europe and got to the islands. They looked more like Turks. But they started off as black. On the Philippine Islands, they got the Negritos. They've almost been wiped out. In Thailand, were able to wipe all of the blacks out that where they believed were threatening their tribes. There was a big war that happened. Some of the little black fellows, they believed or thought raped a woman. So they got together and they ambushed them and wiped the entire black tribes out. The Asian fellows that landed on those islands. But we're all over the world. Interesting. It's important that we know our truth and the history. Because I was on Facebook and I saw a strange photo. this photo. And it made me laugh. What I would like to do, as I said when I post on that photo, is actually wake white folks up to the truth. Because they've also been bamboozled and hoodwinked with false truth. By doing that, that should help destroy what's called white supremacy. Because the people in power, they control the lower class white folks. They're the ones that are tooling the lower class white folks with that false knowledge, so that they can support that whole white supremacy agenda and white superiority. But if we wake these folks up, that'll cause that entire pyramid to come tumbling down, basically. The entire false belief of knowledge and stuff like that will come tumbling down. So that's why I'm making this video, and I'll be hopefully, that is, make other videos. Peace.